He was the tallest, the strongest, and probably threw it the furthest too. Roman Gabriel was every coach's dream. So how is it then possible that this MVP retired without making a single Super Bowl appearance? And why didn't he make it to the Hall of Fame? To find out, we need to go back to 1962, where Gabriel was drafted second overall by the LA Rams. This was a historic moment. It made Gabriel the first ever Asian quarterback to make it pro. You see, Gabriel's parents were poor immigrants from the Philippines, so just making it to the league was a mission in itself. But Gabriel had something that made it impossible for him to be ignored: his genetics. Standing at 6'5", dude was a giant out there. Back then, quarterbacks weren't built like that. But it wasn't just his height, he had an arm too. Gabe could sling that thing 50 yards easy.
Roman Gabriel, number 18, going all the way. Bean rush, get it away. Unloading a long pass. There's Carroll Dale with the football all by himself.
You'd think he'd hit the ground running and be a star right away. Well, here's the big problem. Coaches simply didn't know what to do with a cat like that. The league wasn't no pass-happy game back then. Everybody was run first. So in his first few years, Gabe barely saw the field unless somebody else got hurt. And it took him 4 seasons just to crack 20-something starts. But then in 1965, his luck started to change.
Then it happens. This is to be Munson's last completed pass of the season.
In Week 10, starting QB Bill Munson tore up his right knee.
Munson goes down. His knee is badly damaged and will require almost immediate surgery.
Gabriel was now given his first test as a starter, and you bet he passed with flying colors. Against the Packers, he threw for 255 yards, helping the Rams score victory.
Gabriel now is playing his finest football. His greatest weapons are the play-action passes. Passes where he fakes the running play and then drifts back nonchalantly and picks out his receivers.
Remember, this Packers team later won the NFL championship that year. But you know when Gabe really proved he was for real? Against the reigning champions in Week 13. Roman Gabriel didn't just throw 2 touchdown passes, he threw 5.
Gabriel throws 5 touchdown passes, and the Rams humiliate Cleveland, 42-7.
This spectacular play would eventually pay off heading into 1966, because the Rams named George Allen as their new head coach, who declared Roman Gabriel as his starter. For Roman Gabriel, it was his turn to show the world what he could do, and Gabe didn't disappoint. And it wasn't just his standout arm. Gabe was strong as a ram, allowing him to ward off pass rushers like it was nothing. He led the Rams to their first winning season since 1958. But we mustn't forget this game against the Giants in Week 10, where Gabe surpassed expectations. Roman Gabriel was blossoming into an elite quarterback. But here's what people forget. That season, he was sacked more than any QB in the league, almost double the sacks of guys like Unitas and Starr. If he wanted to be on their level, he needed to step up his game. And guess what? Roman Gabriel would rise to the occasion once again. In 1967, the Rams were the NFL's highest scoring team, and Roman Gabriel recorded 25 passing touchdowns, which was ranked 4th.
On a rollout, Gabriel is pressured. But like innumerable times in 1967, his great strength allows him to fight free, reset, and target his receiver with a bullet. Bernie Casey's clutch catch moves Los Angeles to the 12. Gabriel capitulates to his instincts and throws the bomb. Jack Snow takes it in at the apex of his post pattern and sprints in untouched.
Gabe was finally headed to the playoffs. Unfortunately, this moment didn't go the way he envisioned it. Despite having the best record in the league, the Rams had to travel to frigid Wisconsin and play the mighty Packers. The Packers won comfortably, but many still believe the result would have been different if the game was played at the Coliseum. Gabriel was shattered, but he was far from discouraged. In fact, this loss lit a new fire in him, as he delivered one of the most dominant seasons of his career. In 1969, Gabe took his game to historic heights.
As he passed from his goal line 40 yards upfield to number 14, Speedy Wendell Tucker. Gabriel tried to repeat his earlier success as he threw 40 yards upfield to number 84, Jack Snow. Gabriel threw his 3rd touchdown pass, this one to Jack Snow. And The Rams were again sitting comfortably on an 18-point lead.
3 passing touchdowns and 1 by himself, Gabe destroyed the 49ers to lead his team to 11 straight wins. After throwing 24 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions, Gabe was voted the NFL MVP. After such a slow start to his career, Roman Gabriel had proved to the world that he wasn't a bust. He had all the makings of an MVP quarterback, and Gabe proved he had what it takes.
At 6'4" and 220, Gabriel was the biggest and strongest quarterback in the league and could withstand any amount of pressure to lead the Rams to victory. Gabriel's rambling style led the Rams to the Coastal Division title, and he received Pro Football's Academy Award as the most valuable player.
But, as we know, Roman Gabriel never won a Super Bowl in his career. In fact, he never even won a single postseason match. But here's what folks forget. Gabe wasn't exactly throwing it to elite receivers like his competitors. Sure, Jack Snow was amazing, but he wasn't on the level of a Charlie Taylor or a Homer Jones. For Gabriel, things continued to go downhill in his career, as knee injuries prevented him from playing at his peak. Then one fateful day, in '73, Gabe was traded away to the Eagles. Expectations were minimal, and it was hard to predict that a battered-up vet could do any damage on a terrible Eagles team, who had won just 2 games in the previous season. But when he finally hit the field, all his doubters were instantly silenced, because Roman Gabriel led the entire league in passing yards. Nobody saw that one coming.
Then Gabriel went back to his kung fu strength routine and got enough time to seek out Tom Bailey for 19 yards and another first down.
Any NFL fan that hated Gabriel had no choice but to respect what he was doing.
Because I had been told that I was no longer able to play, I think I proved that I could still play.
Remember, this was at a time when the NFL had some pretty dominant teams. The Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Steelers were simply better overall. This has led to Gabe being pretty underrated by everyone. But here's the truth. Roman Gabriel helped usher in the first generation of passing-focused offenses. He was one of the first true gunslingers in the league, and nobody can take that away from him. Whenever you think of a typical big quarterback with a big arm, there will only be one original, Roman Gabriel.